Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. We finally made it through a week of these unpacking videos. Today I'm going to show two square-bound Silver Age comics. This is Marvel Superheroes #1 from October 1966. It reprints the first appearance of Daredevil #1, which has gotten pretty pricey lately, and also Avengers #2, first Space Phantom, and the first meeting of the Human Torch and the Submariner in the Golden Age. What I want to talk about in this one is reprint issues back in the 60s, like Fantasy Masterpiece, Marvel Collector's Item Classic, and Marvel Tales. They don't command a lot of high prices, but they did serve a purpose, a good function. One of the first comic shops that opened was the one in San Francisco in 1968. Let's say a kid bought Daredevil #2 and #3 and liked the title, but wasn't able to buy #1. So the only way he would be able to get #1 or read #1 would be to borrow it from a friend, because there weren't any comic shops back then. One of the first comic shops was the one in San Francisco in 1968. So these reprint titles served a purpose in that it allowed people to get comics that they missed the first time around. Daredevil #1 came out in April 1964. And this one came out almost 2.5 years later. Some of this information, history, I've learned from Chuck Rosansky's articles. He's the owner of Mile High Comics. He has a webpage with a bunch of older articles. I read a few of them. They're pretty entertaining, and it gives insight into the comic industry. And I wanted to show you also, this is a Sergeant Furry number 25 from 1965. And if you look at the ads here, this is mainly stamps, right? There's no comic advertisement. The back page is more ads for a bunch of stuff. I think there's even coins, but there's no comic ads in these magazines, at least in the mid 1960s. And the other book I bought along with the #1 is number 15 here. Marvel Superheroes, starting with #12, was actually an extension of Fantasy Masterpieces, which ended at #11. #12 was the first appearance of the male Captain Marvel. I'm going to have to look at my old Silver Age comics when I go through them and see when in the 1960s or early 70s they started having comic book ads. Thanks for watching.